What's going on, guys? This is Roman, and today I'm gonna teach you city photography. But before we do that, let me take you to the streets of Tampa. Good stuff, let's go. Let's go. We doing it, hell yeah. Yoo-hoo! Man, you can ride this thing in rain. That's crazy, man. That thing is super dangerous. I fell like twice within 5 minutes. So here's true story. I always been into nature or wildlife photography. I always like landscapes, I like lakes, waterfalls, mountains. I would go hiking and I would be alone with nature for hours. I mean, I could get so creative. I would have a drone with me, I would have camera, I would have a second camera. It would just be so much fun. But I never really liked going to cities, especially to downtown, to busy streets, traffic, people all around. There's something always going on. That is actually much easier to take photographs compared if I would be in the mountains or by the lake where nothing's really happening unless it's sunset or sunrise. So I learned a couple tricks and I would like to share it with you guys. And if you guys know anything that I didn't mention, feel free to leave it in the comments. I would like to hear what camera you use, how do you frame your shots, anything that I didn't mention here. So here are 5 tips how to bring up your street photography into the next level. Tip number 1, get low. And what I mean by that, instead of taking regular pictures like you always do on a shoulder level, get your camera all the way down to the ground and frame it with a different perspective. This will give you totally different view on the city. It will look awesome, trust me. Let me show you an example. This picture was shot with 0 composition. Now if you would just get lower and took the same shot from a different angle, you would achieve much better results. It is of course handy to have a wide angle lens to capture more details. Here you see the picture of the building taken with no angle and same picture having the camera angle up from the ground. Big difference, right? This applies very well to architecture. Tip number 2, long exposure. Cities at night light up with the beautiful colors. Your goal should be to show the light in the best way possible. You will need a tripod. If you don't have one, just set your camera down on something that is stable. Essentially what's happening is the camera absorbs the lights during the time you set, and they get drawn into your image. Easily you can turn a boring photo like this to something like this. Set up your shutter speed to about 10, 15 or 30 seconds. Use high apertures like 11 or 16 and play with the ISO to expose correctly your image. Tip number 3, reflections. The best time would be right after the rain, but it's not necessarily. You have to learn how to see the little details. Reflections are everywhere, in the puddles, on car hoods, glass buildings and more. You can spend hours and get very creative, just like what I did here when I photographed these shots. Don't limit yourself. Tip number 4, use low apertures. Use low apertures such as f1.4, 1.8 or 2.8. If it is your first camera and you are on a budget, consider getting 50mm 1.8. It's about $100 and it will give you a nice bokeh like here. Now we talked about framing your shots. Here you can see a perfect example how you can get things more interesting. Finally, tip number 5, drones. If you don't have one yet, you need to go get one ASAP. Photos that you couldn't take before by any means are now becoming normal. Almost everybody have a drone right now and it's becoming very competitive. I like my drone shots pointing straight down instead of 45-degree angle like a lot of people use. So that's it for today. Thanks for watching. I hope you learned something in this video. Subscribe if you aren't already. Peace. How am I supposed to clean this off? Oh yeah, this is Sharpie, of course. think it's gonna come out that easy.